All right, everybody, at this point in time, I'm ready to assemble my zentangle pyramid. Now, a couple of things before you get started. So thing number one is do not cut this out and assemble it unless it's completely designed and sharpied. Okay, so your design has to be 500% done before you hack it out, glue it, tape it together. Okay, so please, please, please don't try and assemble it if it's not done. Okay, trying to work on something that's 3D and, you know, draw and trace on it, not a good choice. So anyway, I have my scissors. These have seen better days. You guys have your masking tape. From your sculpture kit, you also have a glue stick. The glue stick's gonna look a little different than mine. This is what I have here. Now, what I have done is I have taken some time and cut out all of my pieces right on the line. Okay, so I'm talking the perimeter, all right? So the perimeter is the overall outline of something, all right? So you can see here how I've cut on the black lines, the overall outline. I have kept this little fold and glue thing. That's gonna be a little bit important later. So this is cut out on the perimeter, keeping intact that fold and glue line. Then I also want to draw your attention to this one. So this is the bottom of your pyramid. Your pyramid does have 4 sides, really 5, honestly, if you count the bottom. The bottom counts as a side. So each one of your triangles will line up against one of these 4 sides. Now we do have, again, we have the fold and glue thing here, and then we have this insanely awkward side over here. This just happened because I was making it larger on the copier. So this was actually one of the triangles. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to make it similar to this. I already have the diagonal lines here. I'm just going to create a straight cut here just to hack a little bit of it off. So I'm going to treat this section here as a fold and glue line as well. Okay, so I'm going to make it similar to that one, and I'm just going to write here for myself, fold and glue, in case I forget. All right, so that is now set and ready to go. Now, the next thing you guys are going to need to do, and this is really insanely important, do not try and assemble it without doing this first, is anywhere where there is a dashed line, this is where you're going to need to fold and crease. Okay, so I have a dashed line here, a dashed line here. The best way to do this before you come in and crease it is just take your fingers and do little tiny pinches. Okay, and note I'm not pinching really hard. I'm pinching it gently to see if I can pinch it to go directly on that dashed line. Okay, and once I've come along and I'm like, yeah, that looks pretty good. I've pinched it, you know, it looks like it's on that line. Then I can come back with the backhand of my scissor and crease it. Okay. Creasing all of your fold lines before assembly, insanely important. It's the same sort of concept as like origami. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Just do gentle pinches. And if I feel like I didn't pinch something on the line, what I can do is go back and, you know, undo it a little bit and repinch over so that it's on the line. And again, it's very gentle. So that way if I mess something up, okay, then I'm going to crease it really well. And I'm going to do the last 3 or 4 on this side. Okay, so I have dashed lines here. I'll fold right here, right here, right here. All right, so I'm going to do these. I'm going to pinch all mine first just to make it easier. And then I'm going to crease them. And creasing helps those folds really stand up when you go to assemble it. Okay, because this is basically going to pop into the form of a pyramid. So in order to nail that form, to help it stand up in the end, all right, So I have these pinched. Now I'm going to go back and crease them with the backhand of my scissor real quick. And I will be ready for assembly. Now for the assembly, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to test out and use glue stick in some areas and tape in other areas, okay? And I'll explain why I'm thinking that in just a second. I think this is my last crease. Okay, cool. All right, so see how nice and crisp those edges are? Like they already want to pop into the pyramid form right here. That's pretty great. Okay, so for whatever reason, the bottom parts of the pyramid don't have little folding glue tabs, right? There's only one on the side here. There's two on our bottom square. So where it says fold and glue, I'm literally going to do just that with my glue stick, fold and glue. Now the other sections, two of these sections on the bottom, I am going to put some tape on the inside, and I'll share with you like how I'm going to do that in a second. So I'm going to run a piece of tape on the inside to connect to this bottom section. We don't want any tape to show on the outside. Okay, so we don't want tape to show on the outside. We don't want our fold and glue little flaps to show on the outside. So, and that's for craftsmanship purposes. So let me see if I can go ahead and get this set up first. So I think the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to glue my bottom to one of these. Okay, so I'm going to start with my bottom. And so what I'm going to do is just bring a little bit of glue here, pop it here. All right, just to attach it to the bottom. I'm going to pop it, glue it here and pop it up, and then I'm going to attach this other side. Okay, so I'm going to start with my bottom. So let me open my glue stick. And I'm just going to choose one of these. The bottom, I think, is the trickiest to attach, so that's why I'm attaching it first before this becomes three-dimensional. All right. I'm going to attach this where it says fold and glue. I'm going to attach it right here. I don't think it really matters what triangle you attach it to, but you do have to attach it along one of these sections that will be the bottom. Okay, so see how this comes together right here? You have to attach it where it hits the table, okay? And if you're doing this with a glue stick, if you make a mistake, you can very quickly unpeel it and reattach it. Okay, so now that I have it glued here, I'm going to press it. Perfect. Okay, so I've attached this on. I'm now going to glue this side panel. Okay, see how it already wants to pop up? So I'm going to glue this side panel, and then I'm going to tackle the bottom, okay? And the bottom is going to involve a little bit of glue and a little bit of my masking tape. I don't think I gave you guys Scotch. Actually, did I give you guys Scotch tape? I don't even know. All right, so I have the fold and glue. And I'm going to rustle this together a little bit on the inside, so I'm going to make it line up. And again, because you're making something really that's, you know, it's the same thought as origami, you really got to make stuff line up as best you can. Okay. And again, the cool thing about the glue stick is that if you didn't nail it the first time, you can peel it off and re-glue it. So this is what I have so far. Okay. Now, before I do anything else, what I am going to do here is I'm going to take two pieces of tape. that are roughly the size of this. So I think that's a little bit long. Cool. Okay. So I'm going to make it a little shorter than I think I'm going to need it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it face down halfway on my paper. So I'm doing these two edges here. The reason why I'm doing these two edges is these two edges do not have flaps. Okay, so this tape is going to create a little flap. Okay, see how the adhesive is right here? I'm actually going to get ready and pop that up a little bit. All right, I'm going to do the same thing here. So I'm putting the tape on the edge half on, half off to act as a little adhesive flap. And again, this is because we do not want to see tape on the outside after y'all have done all of that insane pattern with Sharpie. It looks 5 million awesome %. And then you have, you know, this icky tape that sort of makes the craftsmanship look bad. Okay. So what I did is added strips of tape roughly the same size. It's half on, half off. Okay. So I put it adhesive down and I popped this up. So I've created a sticky tab. Okay, so I'm going to make this tab a little bit better. Now, before I do anything else, see where it says fold and glue right here? I'm going to do that with my glue stick. And I'm going to be honest with you, this is going to be the moment of truth. So this may or may not work. You all will be the first to know. Okay. So I'm going to start to bring this in. I think I'm going to try and do my tape sides. I'm going to do one at a time, obviously. Working at the weirdest angle here, sorry. And once I think I have it, so again, I'm working on this tape side, I'm going to gently pinch it to seal it, okay? Right like that. And then this is my one with my glue stick, which is still a little bit tacky. So I'm going to, again, I have this one set here, so I'm going to pinch and glue it. This is my last adhesive strip. And I'm going to be, the tape is very tricky. I'm going to be honest with you. So before you pinch it shut, just make sure it's exactly how you want it. Okay, so I have the adhesive in here. And I'm going to do this very carefully. So right now I'm just kind of pressing it very gently how I think it should go before I seal it up. And sealing it is just slightly harder pinches. Voila. Oh my gosh, how cool does that look? It would look even cooler if I had like Sharpied it, right? And done the rest of the designs. But that just gives you an idea of how to assemble it, okay? So do your designs and your patterns first, okay? Make sure they're Sharpied, make sure they look awesome before you cut it out, okay, and assemble it. And the key to assembling it is to really make sure that you have these creases and these tabs set and ready to go. We do not want any tape or glue on the outside. Okay, you saw me put it toward the inside with my adhesive strips. And guys, putting the bottom, attaching to the bottom to your triangles first, I think is also key here. Okay, so give it a shot. Can't wait to see what these look like.